came down to just hard execution from their side, but they're just showing BTK, hey, if you can snowball on us, we can do the exact same thing back at you. If not, maybe a slightly tad bit better, especially against the Fredrin. I gotta give it Royal Milk, big star for him, A+ performance on that CC. But not only that, PX7 decided to step up, and Benny now showing that his Granger, he's got the footsies. He knows his spacing.
Yeah. Now I understand the Vexana. Now I understand how game after game, PX7 just says, give me the Vexana.
Yeah, game number 1, they were overwhelmed. Game number 2, when things were a little bit closer, you see just how good the Vexana for PX7 is. Officially now, Falcon Esports has delivered the very first loss of BTK's Fredrin in M6. Going to this game, Mobazane was 4-0. Falcon Esports are the 1-4-1.
I mean, look at these items, man. A lot of it just comes down to how ahead can you find your side laners. And in this case, Royal Milk did a good job because not only did he chunk out Flight at level 1, from that point onwards, once he got both the Brute Force breastplate on top of that War Axe, even Zane, who didn't find that initial snowball, and a lot of collapses coming out specifically from Falcon. Maybe it was just this high loss pick that really stopped them in the first place. You can't disengage from it. You can't walk away from it.
Yeah, Kid X, Dax, Royal Milk, it looked like they both, and even the Eternal Guard of the Vexana, all did a great... every single time. Benny, also, we got to see him in lane. Of current MLBB, where after level 4, majority of Grangers should defeat Bruno in lane once they both hit that level 4 mark, and that's exactly what Benny did.
And that puts BTK in such an interesting spot. Falcon Esports did what we asked of them to do pre-game. They compromised mid, forced Shark on the Jawhead, forced Hoon onto the Sicilian, and that allowed for Falcon to move a little more freely, compromise those side lanes, again, win with the Granger in the side, up until at least the Bruno gets the inevitable power spikes, and again, Royal Milk's silent MVP performance. I'm gonna tell you now, if he doesn't get the MVP, he gets mine. Why not?
I have to, biggest mistake coming in from BTK's side is, hey, you need to make a decision on which lane you want to win. As much as you have a lot of faith in Zia, his build in terms of emblems alone, if you wanted to win lane even, or at least try to win it pre-level 4, you look for Master Assassin. But he respects it because Zia did the exact same thing to Benny in game number 1. So I think at that point, BTK needed to make a choice because right now, based on what we've seen in this game, Shark on this Jawhead after that first hurdle, null and void.
And it's that choice that Falcon Esports forced BTK to make. Actually, counterintuitive, there's no good choices for BTK to make, especially in the small frame of time that they were working with. As early as, what, 10, 11 minutes, Falcon were already knocking into BTK's base. And with that, they've unlocked a playstyle we haven't seen from Falcon in all of M6 yet. I'm gonna call it the Burmese Python playstyle. They used the high loss to lay down a back line from BTK to not cross over. Kid X was very good at doing that. And then suddenly you would see Royal Milk crossing over, forcing BTK to back off, and that compromises that strong backline that BTK has. Everything else just follows. That's just what made the defense hard for BTK, because underneath turrets, this Burmese Python playstyle really doesn't shine as much because you have turrets hitting you. But once that final push came in, that final siege, they figured that out with the right tempo and bursting down what was left of BTK in that final fight. It made more sense. I want to see more of this in game 3.
You have to respect what Falcon did here. Game number 1, we doubted what they did, giving BTK so many power picks. Then they readjusted. They acknowledged that the problem lied in the mid, lied in the roam. Take away and steal away some of the best picks, and we can set up Benny for success. 4, 1, and 5. As much as he was set up, again, he did it in the lane. He beat Zia in lane.
Look at that GPM. 935 GPM. That's
crazy.
Disgusting. And not to mention that the equipment that he decided to bring is actually a little bit different, right? He's not only thinking about survivability, but he's actually getting a good amount of CDR, not only from the War Axe, but also the Endless Battle, which not a lot of Granger players actually opt to go for. Because again, you're waiting for the full Rhapsody to end before you get the Empowered Auto.
He's weaving in those basics, and that's what makes Benny the bite in the Burmese Python playstyle. What they were doing, that weaving in and out of combat, denying choices from their opponents, Benny is the one in the middle making BTK writhe in pain, making them feel like, oh wait, we're running out of frontline, we're running out of options, and the next thing you know, all right, we just lost the fight.
That first highlight was absolutely key. Since Falcon Esports were able to break the gold lane first, that forced a switch from BTK to send Zia bot. And of course, Mobazane would set that up to try and trade the tower up first. But since Benny was let out of lane, they could go as a full 5-man to counter the BTK engagements. And after that, everything just turned around in favor of Falcon Esports.
Oh, it's tough. It's tough to watch, especially for BTK fans, because again, it was a good showing in game number 1, but game number 2, the Falcons Esports, they're here to play. And I think that coming into 3, adaptations are going to be extremely key, because again, big game changers here came down to the wire of the EXP. I think that all other lanes definitely could have made an impact, but not as much as Royal Milk in that sector. Tie up the back line, tie up the front line, doesn't matter. As long as they're tied up, they ain't running away from these Death Sonata shots coming in from Benny's Granger.
Again, constricting their opponents, forcing them into a non-winnable position, and then Benny just goes for the head. Pop, pop.
And now we find ourselves here, one game. After all of the BO1s we have, we default, go back into the best of one. One game to secure that next knockout spot. And it's all up in the air now. What I appreciate about the series so far is game number 1, BTK made the Bruno, arguably one of the best Brunos in the world, bleed, and the lineup around that. Game number 2, Falcon showed that Captain America and his shield isn't unbreakable. They deliver the first loss on the Fredrin of Mobazane, and they did so against a lineup that looked like it was built for success because it was the best of BTK's qualities. No, here, they played their greatest hits for that game number 2, but then Falcon answered that with their own unique EXP lane pick as well. I call CC unique because we don't see her a lot. So the question is that now going to be something looming over each of these two teams' heads? That CC is active and has proven to be great against lineups that are too front heavy and rely a lot on a solid back line.
I don't disagree with it. I do think that, yes, there is some logic to it. However, it does come at a little bit of a cost. Because let's say that level 1 didn't happen the way that it did, and Floyd was able to hit level 2 on time and then maybe call a little bit of help from Shark to create a scenario where he could leave the lane first. I think it would have been a very different scenario at that point of time. So it just goes to show that as much as the EXP is highly impactful to overall team fights from early to mid, there is a lot of focus in that laning phase because it's so volatile.
All right, best case scenario, if these teams are locked in, crazy momentum shifts withheld, if they say game 2, Falcons solve the whole mid lane situation, game 3, XP lane is now a legit threat, what do we do for gold and jungle? Because that seems to be the only other lanes left unlocked.
I agree with you, gentlemen. Great points. Unlocking the right lanes and taking a lot of focus and taking care of your laning phase. Now that we find ourselves back into a very familiar scenario, well, question is, did you miss this? I mean, we're back in the BO3 brackets, BO3 days, but did you miss the BO1s? Gideon? Already shaking your head?
No, but adaptation is always going to be key. And my favorite thing about BO3s is we get to see the full, length and breadth of a squad. What are they capable of doing? What are some of the adaptations they like leaning in for? And most importantly, who are the standout players? Who's going to be consistent in all 2 or even 3 of those matches?
Yeah, the answer is no.
No.
The fact that we got here to what we could call a best of 1 is a creation of the best of 3 series. If for not the opening salvo of the joy from BTK and not this amazing CC game from Royal Milk in game 2, this best of 1 would not have been possible. So no, we've crossed that path. We're done with BO1s.
Yeah.
Welcome to M6.
Well, I mean, the best of 1s are still a significant factor into our world championship. It unlocked a new level of scenario for MLBB Esports and the results. But at this point, I'm very happy to be back in the BO3.
Yeah, same. It's a simple question of, do you like your appetizers or do you like, main courses? Something a little bit more tangible, a little bit more bite and meat to it.
Yeah. So let's see now what these two teams are going to be doing to win. Again, one game, one win will send you to the knockout stages to join RRQ Hoshi, Fnatic Onyx Philippines, and Dude, can you help me jog my memory? I am blank for
NIP Flash.
NIP Flash, thank you.
Fresh off of that best of 3.
Yep. So, Falcon, are you gonna default and go back into that Vex?
I feel like they might do it one more time, but that's on the assumption that they're on blue side once again. BTK could take blue side for their own and then start changing it up with an early Cho pick. But like, I felt like in this game, BTK are putting themselves in a position where it's like, hey, if it works, don't fix it, right? They had a couple of good ideas when it came down to the EXP as a way to punish, but I think now they default back to their true play style. Let's make the plays all over again.
Regardless of side, I think as long as you ban out the Hayabusa and the Fanny, or you take care of those kinds of factors, PX7's Vexana is not a problem. It's the actual threat.
So now let's see who will respect whom, which power picks will get locked in, which comfort picks will make a difference. And one last question, similar to what we set up heading into the draft, will the EXP lane pick be the main focus yet again?
Dear
BTK,
God.
respect the CC and ban it first face blue side.
Pretty crazy, right? I mean, again, this just goes to show that BTK are giving that respect over to Falcons. And I think that both sides understand that they are very momentum-based teams. You get that snowball running, it turns into an avalanche within 8 minutes.
Can imagine the conversation BTK had alongside their coach here, Pika Diff, Steven Tran. Coach, you just gotta get rid of that. Just right now, pick 2. Ban 2, CC, and the Jushin, they go back to their defaults. Still open, at large, the Hylos, the Cho, still out there. The Hilda as well.
Yep. Let's not forget about the Eve. I would imagine that Falcons is most likely going to ban the Eve this time around, unless they don't mind playing the Eve into Valentina, Eve into Vex even. Both could be okay. It's tough. I would say that this is a tough decision coming in from Falcon side. Like, red side feels just a little bit weaker, specifically in this best of 3.
Among the
Too bad. Still the Eve, but the interesting thing is if BTK decide to, hey, let's just run it back, let's try to replicate our red side draft, put it into the blue side this time around with the CC God, things might end up actually in favor of BTK if ever they decide to go that route. But at the same time, of course, I think Falcon can easily read into that.
Are you saying a blue glue?
Not a rush for the first pick, but first
Phase.
last phase.
Oh.
Yep. I think definitely last phase is going to be more important. This high loss
good.
has been quite a problem. Personally, for me, I was thinking maybe like BTE might just go straight into the flex pick Cho instead of the high loss, but we've seen in these past 2 games how devastating the Glorious Pathway has been.
Yeah, and the difficult thing is now, because of Falcon's aggressive 2 bans onto the mid laners with the Loyi, the Eve, and of course BTK taking away the Jushin, the high loss is set up for success.
Yep, it's a soft counter to the Bruno. Because the Bruno's wide open, Benny's thinking twice.
Yeah. Falcon now will have to consider the Vexana. They're rushing it, and it's the Phovius for Falcon.
All right, the way that Falcon is drafting, I'm pretty sure they're taking into consideration what happened in game 1, and I hope it's not a replay. That would have been, you know the saying, right? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And with a game 2 in the middle of that too, like you can't forget a lesson that quickly.
Yeah, very true, very true. But at the same time, it does hopefully BTK doesn't overthink this, right? There's a good chance that they're thinking, hey, all right, if they're going to replay this composition one more time, could we dig even deeper into our pockets to whip out something more interesting, more extravagant to get into that back line?
So it's X-Fred. Because that's what that game 1 looked like here.
Yeah. Will it be Fred? Will it be Suyo? Will it be Alpha? Still the Fredrin, of course, for BTK, and they get the Granger. So right now, they've built up a strong front, and they're going to be saving the 5 chickens pick for the later phase, while the mid laner for Hoon is still up in the air. And I think that's what Falcon might consider banning out even more. But I feel like a Valentina Aurora or Valentina Sicilian ban, you know, banning 2 of any of those 3 might be just a little bit too much. They're going to have to pick their poison.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to pick their poison. And I think as long as it doesn't have some form of way to keep up with the rest of the team, because you've already got the Glorious Pathway. That's going to be the extra movement speed is going to help you kind of close that distance, but at the same time, does it have self-peel? And that's something that was missing from the previous game when Hoon was on that Sicilian. There's an optimal distance that you want to be at.
Finally, Falcons get their hand on Kid X's signature pick. The Tigreal was banned with a vengeance in game 1.
Oh, okay.
And 2.
You know, since he got it, Very good. But now I'm starting to remember my old question. I think a Valentina and an Aurora man might actually be okay. It might not be too greedy considering that you have a Tig and a Phobius.
For sure, the Valentina.
Yeah.
Your team is there.
Maybe both.
They might just leave it to both, depending on the next bans here for BTK. Because giving a Tig ult to the BTK's lineup now might be equally terrifying. If Falcon don't have to worry about a Valentina, they might actually just be able to run away with this.
I mean, there's also the possibility of. I mean, we haven't seen the jungler come out from the side of Falcons just yet, and I think it's a really good idea to kind of hold back on what it is, just so that you could find an angle to punish the mid laners now that you're already pinching it, right? And I think in BTK, straightforward, get rid of the Beatrix, get rid of probably also get rid of the Bruno while you're at it, right?
But 75%, it's looking like an alpha once again. Call it now.
I mean, Alpha, Tig, Vex, at one point, 2.5 months ago, we would say that's an ultimate winning combo. You already win the early to mid.
Yep. But here in M6, here in this current patch, things are not so simple. There's the Cho. They're still continuing to attack Shark here. So that does leave the Valentina open.
Are they not worried? So they're probably going to overload them with ults at this point, right? It's Alpha plus X, and I would only imagine that if they could get their hands on Beatrix, they would. But since it's banned out, does that mean they need self-peel for their marksman, who's going to get outranged anyway by the Death Sonata? Because I think even at least with the Moskov, the Spirit Despair, oh, Hylos is coming at me, I can at least push you back, and if, Obozane happens to be standing behind you, I don't mind the extra bit of time.
They're asking for the Bruno.
I mean, that's true. But whatever the jungle needs to be, they just really have to make sure that he'll get his Bruno. It has to be a strong 4-man team fight. I know they're just gonna go for a full 5-man team fight. Valentina wide open and would be the perfect pick right now. Unless they've cooked up something that will give more difficulty to this Tigreal and this Phobius.
After what happened in game 2, would you still glue?
Oh, I don't know. I think I mean, at least the matchup into Phobius is like a lot better compared to CC, at a bare minimum.
Yeah. Right, they both leave the lane about the same time. You're still worrying about the same threats from mid.
At least you'll be healthy when you leave the lane.
Yeah.
That's a really tough one.
Yeah. Again, we did pose a question to the EXP lane pick. If it's Arlott, though, I might be skeptical. But I think it needs to be active.
It's a Joy again!
Okay, they go back to the Joy for White Chicken, and there's the Valentina, as we said, for Hoon. It's lineup of BTK. Did Falcon prepare for a last pick to counter it all?
Is this the venom we're looking for, the poison? Because Burmese pythons are non-venomous.
Yeah.
They take down their prey with sheer force. Brute force. Is that what we're looking for? Is that the alpha?
Well, he does pack on a brute force breastplate sometimes.
That he does.
He does come in packing as
But
well.
that's spelled out. There's no sense of urgency nor an element of surprise if this is indeed the alpha.
Yeah.
They just have to play good.
They just, I honestly think that both teams are just going to have to play good. I think they're trying to, especially from Falcon's side, replay game number 1, except better, less mistakes. Oh, no alpha, Suyo.
The switch up.
All right, a little bit more mobile, a little bit more chances of being able to flank. They don't have something along the lines of the CC, so it might fall into the hands of Dax to break the formation. Game number 3, it's Falcon and BTK.
A single best of 1 now separates both these teams from moving on to the knockouts or having to face off in the final day of the M6 Swiss stages. My name is once again Staffa, joined by Mirko to bring you game 3 of a very intense series.
Oh, man. Again, it's back to a best of 1. Falcon Esports with the draft, this is very similar to how they were able to win the MM qualifiers, right? The Bruno on Benny, and man, Kid X on that signature Tigreal. We'll see if they can do it. Reverse sweeping BTK just like we saw in match 1. It was a reverse sweep.
But these two teams have both elected to go back to the basics, the all reliable, the pocket picks, the comfort strategies, but only one will emerge victorious. Will Falcons replicate their success during MSC, or will the bloodthirsty Kings finally claim the vengeance they've been eager for since then?
We'll have to see BTK back on almost just game one all over again, right? The only difference here being Hoon on the Valentina, not the Loyi. For this game, the Valentina, I was pretty surprised. I think the panel was also pretty surprised that we didn't see the Valentina banned out, considering they already have a Tigreal. Who might actually want to go for the Valentina to steal away the implosion? That's a retry. I believe Dax was able to get it. Yes, he was. Kid X, though, will be chunked quite a bit, but he should be happy with that trade.
Yeah, under normal circumstances, you would probably want to ban the Valentina, especially with Tigreal on your side, so you don't have to deal with like counter implosions. But getting rid of that Cho, I think, did have a little bit higher priority for Falcon Esports, just to make sure that BTK doesn't have a hero that's able to separate their front lines, right? So far, BTK has shown that they're very effective at playing more scattered team fights, so they don't want to give initiators that can create those situations for them. In terms of emblem setups as well, we are seeing things go back to a bit more of a standard style, but a heavy emphasis on damage for the Falcon Esports side, with that Master Assassin on Benny, as well as the penetration emblem for PX7 and Royal Milk.
He knows without the Loyi, he's actually, without the Loyi on the hands of Hoon, he will be in the lane much more just 1v1 against Zia. So that's why this time he goes for the Master Assassin, no longer the tenacity I believe that we saw from game number 1. I think it's a good decision. PX7 already sent up top to get level 4 quickly to shove in the waves, but what was saying, so did a good job of just holding the turtle away from Dax. Will reset it and will not give the full control over to Falcon Esports.
We have to note, Suyo was very, very popular for a time because it was impossible to out-retry him. That health threshold has been nerfed, but Shark
will take a bit of damage. Fried Chicken jumps in though to find beats over to Dax. Not enough damage to actually zone anyone away. Kid X flickering in front, getting the implosion. Who's doing the same, but is only going to catch on to 2 members as Pixel pops an Eternal Guard. And now it's Zane still sustaining. Royal Milk going inside, trying to go for the pursuit, finding Shark again. In for the pursuit should be ready. Jumps in one more time. Shark gets the stun down. Mobasane is trying desperately to keep him alive as Dax gets the turtle, and that's first blood over to Royal Milk. Mobasane going to be shoved again, still able to dash away. Royal Milk goes in for the pursuit. Chicken walking up with a vengeance, going on to Dax, but look at this placement from Royal Milk. Infernal pursuit. Now it's Mobasane that's going to be caught. Infernal pursuit one more time. Zane able to kite away. Sia joins in the team and picks up a double.
Ooh, it's personal between these two teams here. An extended fight around the turtle and then extended into the purple buff. It's really hard to say which team actually came out on top in that one because it did end up being very, very scrappy.
One more ball. Benny gets the kill, punishing Zia for rotating. You stay in my lane.
Falcon Esports now starting to recognize the habits of BTK a little bit more and understanding that this is not an opponent that you can give map control over to. It is time to take your foot off of the brake pedal. It is go. You have a Tigreal Vexana mid duo. It is so good at countering rotations. As long as you're able to keep track of where BTK is, Falcon Esports can stop them from being able to regroup at any point in the game.
That was a good hold by Shark, though. It could have been way more punishable by Benny had Shark not held the wave. But luckily for Zia, he gets the 2 kills, gets taken out still, but he's able to actually still get the XP and gold from the minion waves. Chicken up top, this is a different story this time around. Royal Milk actually just getting the lane advantage, and Dax, this is the reason Suyo is still really good. Despite the nerfs onto Soul Sever, you still deal a lot of damage with all your other skills. And to heroes, it wasn't really nerfed, it was only the objective damage.
It gives you a lot of utility, this hero, still, because of the number of skills he has available in his arsenal. The Hunter Strike already completed. Dax should be able to start rotating around along with Kid X and PX7 to really dish out burst damage. And that's going to be good, right? Falcon Esports, the more advantage they can get, the slower they can force the BTK members into playing. And when they have a Granger on their side, they're really trying to upscale that mid-game momentum.
Hoon has Eternal Guard, will be poked down by Penny. Implosion from Kid X onto 2 Dax, finding the retribution onto him. Mobasane jumping in the back line, so will Chicken with the electrifying beats. Now able to push out some damage though. Zia trying to cut away, but Royal Milk is dismantling the back line of BTK. Dax with the Soul 7 counter slashes. Hoon will be able to escape. Dax go for the stun. Hoon barely getting out. But Falcon Esports got the dub everywhere in that fight.
The Burmese Falcons showing us how it's done right now. They've recognized their opponents. They know how they play. They know how they operate. They are punishing BTK for very tight front lines, playing around Mobazane on this Fredrin. The take reel has always been a concern for BTK's exact style of gameplay, which is why they have been banning it out consistently against a player like Kid X, but it slipped through the cracks this time. And you can see how effective he is being with that timing. He's not using it to force battles. He knows that BTK, they've got those trigger fingers, you know, they're gonna want to start things themselves, and that is when he can jump on them and strike.
Falcon Esports, this is a very, very different Falcon Esports from game one, despite the same draft almost from BTK. Penny is not 0-2 on the Bruno. He's 1-0. He is scaling up to be a monster. Already almost Berserker's Fury at the 6-minute mark will be given the space by Kid X to get the turret up top. Level 9, a level ahead of Zia already. And we know how lethal Benny on the Bruno can be. Zia will be able to get a trade down below though, but as we were talking about, Benny gets that Berserker's Fury.
Berserker's Fury, 2 items completed in 6.5 minutes. This is a huge problem now for BTK. We already know Bruno, he accelerates the game, right? You want to end it before, hold on.
Check in with a vengeance, able to kind of wait for now. Kid X will be changing CC and Hoon gets a pick off.
BTK really needing to find some sort of punish there. The ideal would have been a kill on Benny, but removing Kid X for another 10 seconds is actually great timing because the turtle has just come up. This will allow BTK to more comfortably position, but look at Benny's damage already.
Ridiculous damage. Royal Milk going in. Benny put some damage down on the Shark again, and Falcon Esports, they were able to buy enough time. Kid X has spawned back in the game. White Chicken looking for the back line, will be going on the BX7, the electrified beast mode, but Zane Chansey sees him. Dax gets the turtle though. BTK still caught in the fight. That's a purified from Kid X finds an implosion. 2 members caught in the implosion. Zane brought back again, and that will be Zane trying to run away, but you cannot run away from the infernal pursuit. Benny continues with the siege, and it is a win by Falcon Esports again.
With the talons of a falcon and the eyes of a hawk, the Burmese representatives with their eye on the prize the entire time. Fried chicken in the backline does not matter. Losing PX7 just a trifle because they get the turtle and they're able to surround BTK immediately. They have way more punishing power over time.
Check in with a vengeance. Benny assassinated in the back. Kid X dealt with as well. A bit of an overstay from Falcon Esports, overextending to get the orange buff, and they will be punished for it.
We have to note, Fried Chicken's still going to be a threat to Benny as long as he's not minding his position, and in that case, they were definitely pushed up a little bit too far. Not really respecting BTK after their previous battle wins. Even a flicker now forced out from Royal Milk. Falcon, they still have the gold lead. They still have the tower advantage, and Benny is farming well, but that kill is going to stifle that speed a little bit and give BTK a bit more breathing room.
Man, you forget about it. When you see a lot of these fights going Falcon Esports' way, you completely forget the damage that Chicken can do when he's on Vengeance and electrifying beats to a marksman. And I guess we were reminded of that. Benny won't make the same mistake twice. Dax, though, however, will try to ensure that that mistake doesn't happen twice. If he's able to poke down Zia and the rest of the members constantly with the arrows, yeah, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, we have to note, Fried Chicken focusing on PX7 and Benny in most of these fights, it means that Dax is actually going by unchecked a lot of the time, right? The frontliners of BTK are not actually too well equipped for handling a Suyo with his max HP damage, and because of that, he's actually able to whittle down Shark and Mobazane quite efficiently. Even Zia having a hard time finding safe positioning, especially since Benny just completed that Malefic gun.
Oh, that's painful. And the thing is, that was literally just Dax with Royal Milk skill 2. That's it. No Curse Blast, no Benny with the footballs there. I don't know. If Benny gets a crit plus the combo earlier, could they have gotten Zia? Would that have been enough damage to take him down?
I think it actually would have been, right? Since he just finished Malefic gun right before dash.
You see that damage onto minions? Benny's online.
Honestly, the more items Bruno builds up, the heavier his balls become. I feel like that's basically what's occurring with Bruno as he gets more farm. It goes up to like bowling balls, then to cannonballs. I don't really know what the ultimate is because you usually don't live that long anyway. But fucking esports are now playing the slow game, trying to bait BTK out of safety so that they can get a better opportunity for Benny to start melting them down.
Good poke, Royal Milk stunned up again. Mobazane trying to put the poke connects. Going with the implosion, but only onto Mobazane. The Eternal God comes in as well. That's going to be who potting some damage. Mobazane taken down. White Chicken looking for the fight. Will be stunned. CC. White Chicken will fall. Royal Milk gets his shot. Is burning down. But he survives. Free Lord to Falcon Esports. There is absolutely no chance for the Bloodthirsty Kings to contest.
The implosion only caught Mobazane. But when you're in a Lord dance, the enemy jungler is always going to be the best target you can go for regardless. And there's no way he is surviving both Jax and Benny when they are disfarmed up. And then after that, being able to land the Blade Surge in the middle of the electrifying beats to catch out White Chicken, Falcon Esports have come to play, and they are showing BTK why they are still to be feared. A 5k net worth lead now. We can see Benny even picking up that Rose Gold Meteor BOD completed by Jax. If you thought that they were at their power spikes before, you haven't seen anything yet.
And you can see the respect from Benny, right? That Rose Gold Meteor already. Zia is not dealing enough damage to actually threaten anyone just yet from Falcon Esports. He needs to find he needs to thread the needle. He needs to get onto PX7. It's been hard doing it, but somehow they get him. Mobazane. Over to Taunt, over to Royal Milk. Milk doesn't have to flicker, but they can't go for the punish. Oh, Worldy, that's the bounce. Taking almost half HP, and Falcon will go for the base turret. That is base turret number 1 in the mid lane, falling down. It's tier 2 dealt with by Dax in the bottom. All while we're talking about it. Zia going for that Sonata over to PX7. Who's trying to push out some damage again on the Kid X, but the base turret will fall again. Royal Milk walking up. Glorious pathway from Shark. Looking for a moment, but will not be able to find it. Dax in the mid lane will just blink away, and Falcon Esports have dealt with the far lane base turret for the next Lord.
So far, we can see that Falcons, everything is going exactly to plan. BTK, I like the discipline they showed earlier, and it's clear they're keeping track of the flicker timing on Kid X as well, because they were willing to group up to melt down the Lord without worrying about that potential flicker implosion combo. So it's very important that they know the timing on this battle spell, because it has been their undoing in almost every single fight. But we have reached a stage of the game where if you are not ending against Bruno, you are in a lot of trouble. And BTK are nowhere close to that situation. They are the ones being threatened. Benny is almost maxed out on items. Dax is still a consistent threat, and they're having difficulty even breaking through Royal Milk in the first place. They are not able to find the angle they need, and Falcon Esports knows it.
Kid X finds the implosion. Instant vengeance from White Chicken. Benny will be caught in the bad situation. PX7 gets the Eternal Guard down, and that will take him down. Dax gets a 3-man stun. It's the kite pack now as Shark pops in to revitalize. No Chicken. Benny. That damage now wins Hucker 2 for Benny. Dax gets the Melfic Roar. 15 seconds for the Lord, and Chicken will not respawn in time. Falcon might just blitz this enhanced Lord.
It is the perfect opening for them. And even if they decide, hey, we don't want to end this right now, they have plenty of time. They scale so well into the late game with a Bruno and a Vexana. BTK are they're relying on Zia and maybe White Chicken being able to find the angle right now, but what can they even do here?
They're very low, but it's not low enough to actually threaten anyone. And you can see the crazy zoning from Kid X just standing there menacingly, stopping Zane. You shall not pass.
It may be a kid, but he is a terrifying one right now. As BTK, there is no way for them to break through. The only ideal situation is somehow Shark slows them down when they overcommit, and then White Chicken goes in and melts their back line. There is no other way to disrupt Falcon Esports. Their lineup is honest, it's simple, but it works, and they have the right options, and they're gonna try and end this right now.
They'll get the bottom lane base turret. Kid X still with the immortality already. Mobazane looking for a bit of damage, looking to go for the taunt. White Chicken will go in with a vengeance and the electrifying beats onto the mini waves and onto the Lord. Kid X getting the implosion down! Gets it! A big implosion, not enough to take anyone down though. No one was there to follow it up. Shark looking for the play, trying to bait out the mini waves. Zia still kiting. With one ball over Fanny, looking for the crit, over the shot, one last one. He finds it, that's a double. Now Chicken caught in the midst of it all. The shove from Kinex will bring him back. Daxa is unstoppable. Falcon fly high. Benny gets a triple on the Bruno, and they recall on the bloodthirsty King's corpses as they qualify to the knockout stages.
They may be falcons, but they are embodying the spirit of vultures as they circle their prey from above, just waiting for that final stroke to come. Falcon Esports denies BTK and claims yet another spot, moving on into the top 8, the knockout stages of M6.
Falcon Esports with a reverse sweep. Again, 2 matches, 2 reverse sweeps.
Let's go ahead and throw it back to the panel. I'm sure they'll have a lot to tell us because this was a great one.
Me and Mark can now confidently say they are a top 8 team as they make it to the knockouts, taking BTK in 3. Congratulations to Falcon Esports. What a game. And now they have made the best strategy of BTK bleed back to back with their own comfort. Turns out Vixano was the...
Brother, the Empire is safe on our watch.
Till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them!
All troops deployed.
Step, circle, swing! I'm planning on a surprise attack. Any place is within reach for me. First blood. Dressed in a gown for the close combat.
Where are you looking? I am here.
never meant to be caged. You tried an enemy and touch my shadow. Needlework? Not my thing. Attack the turtle! Where are you looking? I am here. An ally has been push first. Understood. Enemy double kill. The enemy has slain the turtle. My pleasure. My pleasure. My pleasure. I will fight alongside you, brother. Oh, darn it! I went a bit too far. An ally has been slain. Where are you looking? I am here. Launch attack! I'll show you how to dance in midair. Where are you looking? I am here. My brother and I. My pleasure. Don't mind me, just a little birdie passing by. Oh, darn it! I went a bit too far. Killing spree. My pleasure. My pleasure. An ally has been slain. My pleasure. I'm planning on a surprise attack. An ally has been slain. My pleasure. Don't dress in a gown for the close combat. Launch attack! Step, circle, understood. Request backup. Okay. I'll show you how to dance in midair. An ally has been slain. My pleasure. Launch attack! Okay. I will fight alongside you, brother. My pleasure. Some birds are never meant to be caged. Launch attack! Any place is within reach for me. Ally has been slain. My darn pleasure. It! I went a bit too far. An ally has been slain. Request back up. Okay. I am here. Let's go. An enemy. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain. My brother and I will shoulder the family glory. Launch attack! You tag-alongs can't even touch my shadow. Don't mind me, just a little birdie passing by. My brother and I will shoulder the family glory. Our turret is under attack. Needlework? Killing spree! The enemy has slain the turtle. Killing spree. Where are you looking? I am here. Your team destroyed a turret. Don't dress in a gown for the close combat. Ah, darn it! I went a bit too far. An ally has been slain. Our turret has been destroyed. Down. Enemy double kill. Oh. Our turret is under attack. Initiate retreat. Okay. Our turret is under attack. Don't mind me, just a little birdie passing by. Our turret is been slain. My body feels heavy. We can still win. Our turret has been destroyed. Our turret is under attack. Our turret is under attack. Any place is within reach for me. Where are you looking? I am here. Don't troll. Farm first. Okay. Step, circle, swing. Oh, darn it! I went a bit too far. Initiate retreat. Some birds are never meant to be caged. Darn it! I went a bit too far. Shut down! Enemy rampage! Shut down! Killing spree! Our inhibitor turret is under attack. Our inhibitor turret is under attack. I'll show you how to dance in midair. Clear up lanes. Okay. fight alongside you, brother. Look. Launch attack. Understood. I'm planning on a surprise attack. 3. Unstoppable. Hang in there. Under attack. You tag-alongs can't even touch my shadow. Some birds are never meant to be caged. I will fight alongside you, brother. Darn it! I went a bit too far. You tag-alongs can't even touch my shadow. I went a bit too far. Where are you looking? I am here. I'll show you how to dance in midair. Destroyed a turret. An enemy has been slain. Good game. Your team destroyed a turret. Our turret is under attack. Hey, not bad. Gather up the Lord. Don't mind me, just a little birdie passing by. Your team destroyed a turret. An ally has been slain. An enemy. Legendary. Where are you? I am here. TénshoMlbb. You have slain an enemy. Your team destroyed a turret. Not my thing. Your team destroyed a turret. Darn it! I went a bit too far. Where are you looking? I am here. Free. Step, circle, swing. heavy.
Our turret is under attack. Our turret has been destroyed. Our inhibitor turret is under attack.
My brother and I will shoulder the family glory. Don't dress in a gown for the close combat.
Our turret is under attack.
Don't mind me, just a little party
Has
passing
been
by.
slain.
We can still win. I'm planning on a surprise attack.
Keep an eye on.
You tag-alongs can't even touch my shadow.
Don't troll. Farm first. Okay.
I'll show you how to dance in midair.
Slain an enemy. Your team destroyed. Your team destroyed. An ally has been slain. Legendary. Double kill.
The fall.
Ally has been slain. Initiate retreat. Okay. Unstable network.
Step, circle, swing. Darn it! I went a bit too far. It'll work. Not my thing.
Killings. An enemy has been slain. Double kill. Shut down. Double kill. Triple kill. Legendary.
For, so I'm happy that I got to get it. Like they're leveled up versions. I wonder if we'd ever actually get like a quick return for these things.
Nah, they have to stay limited edition, right? They lose so much value if they do. And I mean, honestly, with the way things have been playing out, I can only imagine that that these figurines they're gonna increase price. They're gonna be like Rolexes soon.
Yeah. All right. You see, they're the very very active member of the Team Spirit community there, and that is the matchup that we have up next, CFP Gaming versus Team Spirit. Again, thank you very much for all of your involvement in making sure that we improve our tournament scenes every single year, every single tournament. So please scan the QR code. Let your voice be heard, not just on the internet comment sections. You know, those surveys we put them up there for a reason. And we got Leo already scanning with, whoa, that was fast. That loaded that fast.
Yep, they upgraded the camera on the ROG phone. Starting with the ROG Phone 8 series, ROG Phone 9 carries a better lens on it too, so.
Ooh, all right, I like that.
I'm gonna give some feedback on our own broadcast. Wait, now I can actually just message Prod, but never mind.
Well, now, Team Spirit and CFP Gaming, I went into this, I was thinking about it, it's like, I'm trying to find reasons to be extra hype about it. I'm not